Hi guys, Radhika here again. So as I said in my previous video, I wanted to make a video about how to overcome guilt and shame. So this video is basically for those who have been through narcissistic abuse and who have been made to feel these feelings knowingly, but also, I think everyone in the society currently in this day and age feels a little bit of guilt and shame, and that is because our society in general, we need to recognize that it is a society that is driven by guilt, that is driven by shame, and slowly and steadily these things are changing for the better. So that's a good thing. But if you actually analyze things and if you think about things a little bit deeply, you will see that so many of television advertisements, movies, like TV shows, are actually based, are actually like use these emotions to sell you things. So they might use this emotion of they might show an advertisement of someone who is dark skinned, especially in countries like India, and they'll sell you fairness creams. Now, why is it bad to have dark skin? What's wrong in having dark skin? Who made this notion that only a woman who has fair skin is beautiful? Who has made this notion? Society has made this, and it's okay. Maybe someone prefers someone who has a fair skin, but that does not need to be a stereotype for beauty. Like, if you are not fair, you are not beautiful. Who has decided that? Society has decided that you need to be a particular shape. um, as soon as you have a baby, you need to lose the baby fat. You, if you are a little bit overweight, you are made to feel guilty about being a big guy, a big woman. You are said to be unhealthy, although like a lot of people have genes that make them a certain way. Boys are supposed to be tall, dark, and handsome. So if someone is short, that person always lives with this complex of being a short person. If someone loses their hair, then there are products that make you grow hair unnaturally on your head. If your hair is whitening, then there are colors that you can put on your hair to make it look better. So who makes all these rules that you have to look this certain way and only then are you beautiful? So, who has made these rules and why are we listening to them? So, the thing is, a lot of people don't actually think of these things. They just feel that they have been given something, so they have to work with it. So, it's like this is the way society operates, and this is the way you have to operate. So, it's like you have been given this programmed CD that is put inside you, and you keep living the program over and over and over till you die. So you are never allowed to write your own programs. But I think you can write your own programs. You can rewrite the programs that the society has given you, and you can choose to lead a life that you want to lead. You don't have to lead a life that society has to lead, has told you to lead. And you don't need to like make a big hue and cry about it. You can, all you need to do is realize it. Once you realize it, you start living the way you want to live. You don't have to rebel and take a stand and start like a revolution, although it's great if you do. But if you don't have that kind of motivation, then you don't need to do that. All you need to do is you need to realize that this is the way society is, and if you have been like abused by a narcissist, then you have to realize that a narcissist has used these things against you. They have used shame and guilt to make you behave in certain ways. So So basically, we need to remove this idea of trying to fit in everywhere. Like you have to fit into something, you have to fit into this group, you have to fit into that group, and to fit into those things, you have to do certain things. So it's all very conditional kind of a programming. So you need to realize that. Like in the spiritual context, if I were to speak, of course, human beings have changed religion also to fit into this kind of thing that they want it to be. But if you actually think about divine love, or if you think about nature, or if you think about creation, you will understand that nature is unconditional. It's really unconditional. It's not like a tree is going to like one of its flower more than the other. The tree is going to give equal nutrition to each one of its branches, and it's going to try its level best to make all of it grow. Of course, not always everything will grow, but it's going to try. A tree will never block out nutrition going into a branch because maybe the branch is not beautiful, or because the flowers on the branch are not that beautiful. So just think in terms of nature. Like nature is all giving, it's all loving, it's all unconditional. So try to, if you do not believe in God or the divine, so you can think about it in terms of nature, you can think about it in terms of creation. Or if you love someone, the real kind of love, you can see how your love is. Your love is unconditional. That person might hurt you a lot, and you might even leave the person actually, because they have hurted you a lot. But in the end, you are always going to still love them. You can't hate them because you love them. So if you are that kind of a person, like an empath or someone who has a lot of love and a lot of sympathy and empathy in their heart, then you can just look at yourself. Are you going to hate a girl because she is dark? Are you going to hate a woman because she is fat? Are you going to hate a man or judge a man because he's short, or he's sensitive, or he cries, or he's bald? No, right? We are not going to do that. So then why let society do that to us? And why are we even bothered about what people think about us? So here are some things that I think we can do or we can follow, so that we feel good enough within ourselves. And once we know who we are, these feelings of shame and guilt, they go away. They are actually, we are relating with these feelings only because we don't know who we are. So once you know who you are, you will not have these feelings anymore, because you have a body, but you are not your body. You have a mind, but you're not your mind. You have thoughts, but you're not your thoughts. So you are a very complex creature who is an amalgamation of all these things. So basically, once you know who you are in your soul, in your spirit, you will not associate with these emotions anymore, because you will feel like, okay, I have a body and my body is a certain way, and my body helps me a lot, my body fights for me, my body has an immune system that is always working on my behalf, my body gives me the chance to walk from one place to other, to do things, to talk, to express. So why should I hate my body because just because it's a bit large, or just because I don't have hair on my head, or just because I don't look a certain way, my skin is a particular color? So once you get in touch with who you are only going to see the positive side of life. You are not going to see this negative side of life that society programs into you. So, okay, these are my points. Uh, so I'm just looking at my notes. So yeah, do not aim for perfection. A lot of these ads and movies and television, everything will put a lot of importance on perfection, on being perfect. But you have to realize that perfection is overrated. And the perfect thing in life would be the ability to be peaceful and happy in all situations. Won't that be perfect? So, if you want that, which is the ultimate perfection in life, then you have to stop looking out for perfect. Because being perfect is just wanting control. You want to control everything. You want to control the way you look. You want to control things in your surroundings. You want to control how you lead life. So it's a very control based thing, perfection, and it gives a lot of stress and frustration when you're always aiming for perfection. So really, do not aim for perfection. Try to do the best job that you can, but don't aim to be perfect, because what is perfect anyways? It's something that the society has made you feel this is perfect, so you think that's perfect. So perfection is really it's a man-made construct. I think in nature there is no perfection. If you see a mountain, you're not going to feel like, oh, maybe I should put some 4 or 5 trees over there and some deer over here. You look at a mountain and you're just awed by its beauty, because it's a beautiful thing. You don't try to correct how a mountain is looking. So it's the same way that you are a thing of beauty because nature has made you. So just be proud of how you look, of who you are, and try to improve yourself, but don't kill yourself in improving yourself. um, Okay, and then second point is realize that everyone is responsible for their own happiness. So if a covert narcissist is trying to guilt trip you into making you feel like, oh, you ruined my life, and oh, you made me feel this way, you made me feel that way, now I'm sad because of you, I was having such a happy time and you said this. And so this again is coming from a feeling of being perfect. The narcissist wants everything to be perfect for themselves to always feel a certain way, and so they're trying to control the situation. So when they feel like they have been insulted, they completely go bonkers and they will make you feel guilty. So realize that everyone is responsible for their own happiness. You are responsible for your happiness, and the narcissist is responsible for their happiness. So if they are not happy, it cannot be your fault. Everyone feels the way that they want to feel. So the narcissist probably doesn't have that realization. That is why the narcissist thinks that you are making them unhappy. But you have that realization. You know that everyone has the power to make themselves feel a certain way. So so just know that. And if you want, you can try to tell the narcissist that if you are close to the narcissist, but that depends on you. That depends on how narcissist the person is, because narcissistic personality disorder is a spectrum. So if you have a person who's very malignant, that person will not even give any importance to your words. But if you have a person who is on the spectrum but who is kind of conflicted that what is happening to them, they might actually listen to you and they might actually implement the thing that you're telling them. So you can give it a shot. That depends on your situation. The third point is love and forgive yourself. So, before you love anyone else in this world, you have to love yourself. That's the most important thing. So, just love yourself completely. Love your body, love your mind, love your spirit, love all the mistakes that you have made, love whatever you have done to get yourself to wherever you are in life, and just love all parts of yourself without like not leaving behind any part. Even if you have been evil or you have been bad, you have been mean, love that part of yourself that had been mean, because now you have the understanding why you had been mean or why you had been rude. And if there are some mistakes that you made in the past, first of all, love your mistakes. And you can, now that you have the understanding of the situation, you can actually first forgive yourself for that mistake, and you can also connect to the person whom you hurt, and you can actually ask for forgiveness from them, and that will release the bond that you share with that person. It will energetically release that bond when you hurt them. Or if someone has hurt you, and you have to forgive yourself for getting hurt by that person, because a lot of time we blame ourselves that why did I get fooled like this, how can I get fooled again and again, and I always I always trust, and always my trust is broken. So something is wrong with me. Why do I trust again and again? So you have to go back to that situation where you trusted, and you have to forgive yourself, the person you were at that particular time. So it's like in mathematics, you have integration. So you have at time t. So at the value of t. So kind of like that, go back to t is equal to 2 years ago where you did a particular thing, and forgive yourself in that situation. You can visualize it, and you can mentally forgive yourself for something that you have done. um, Fourth point is use affirmations. Am I enough? Sorry, not am I enough. I am enough. I am love. I am light. And truly believe in them, because you are enough. And all through life, people have told you, society has told you that you are not good. I'm not saying everyone has told you you are not good. A lot of people will always support you no matter what. But at some point, you might have believed the detractors. You might have believed that you are not good enough. So just be your biggest cheerleader, because a lot of us are very fortunate to have good family and good family support, good friend support. But there are also a lot of people who don't have anyone, so they don't have that cheerleader to cheer them on. So in that case, you have to become your own cheerleader, and you have to cheer yourself on. Okay, so the fifth one is, once you have forgiven yourself, and once this process is complete, it's not going to happen in one day. You will have to work towards it. So for some people it might happen in a day, for some people it might happen in a few hours, so for some people it might happen in months, for some people in years. And it's not indicative of anything when it happens. Everyone, again, it's not a competition. So whenever there's these things that come into play, like time and money, and people immediately think of it as a competition. So it's not a competition. You can heal in a day, you can heal in a year, and none of that makes you any stronger or weaker than each other. So everyone is on their own path, on their own journey, and everyone is unique. So that's the great part of life. So once you have been through this cycle of forgiving yourself and realizing all these things that I have spoken about, you can do the ultimate, which is, you can forgive the narcissist, or you can forgive the bullies who have made you feel all the negative emotions, whatever they made you feel: sadness, depression, um, like you are not good enough, shame, guilt, isolation, alienation, whatever they made you feel, you have to forgive them. And you, not that you have to, but you should forgive them. When you forgive them, you are not just freeing them, you are also freeing yourself from all of these emotions, and you are elevating yourself to a higher level. Like really, you are elevating yourself to a higher level. So if you call yourself human before, you can actually become like a superhuman if you forgive them, because forgiveness is an alchemic quality. And when you forgive, you transmute energy. So you convert the negativity that someone has given you into empathy and into love, and that is a very difficult thing to do. And when you do those things, a residue is left behind, a residue of sorts, which will give you certain superpowers. And it will give you some superpowers like clairsentience or claircognizance. And these things will come and go. But so you can actually google these things if you want to. But you will experience this in life, you will experience the miracles of life. And these miracles are not constant. So you will feel them, and people might not believe you that you have been through it, but you will know, and you will just find so much of peace. After you have forgiven someone, you will just feel you will actually feel liberated, you will feel free, you will feel happy, and you will feel enough in just being yourself. You will not need anyone to validate you anymore. You will feel free and you will feel happy. So, this is how you will feel. And I know forgiveness is a very difficult thing, especially forgiveness for others who have done bad things to you. But maybe this is the lesson that we all have to learn in life, how to forgive and how to love, instead of hating and instead of reliving the bad memories again and again. Um, so, yeah, when you know better than the narcissist does, you have to choose to forgive them, because the narcissist doesn't know this. He or she doesn't have the information or the wisdom that you have now, and you have this wisdom, so you forgive them and you move on in life. Now, I'm not saying you forgive them and you go live with them and put yourself in that situation again. You don't have to do that. You can forgive them and move on in life. You can move on to better people. You can move on to people who need your help or who need love from you. And so, yeah, forgive the narcissist. They don't know any better, but you know better than them. So you have to forgive them and choose the path of love and choose the path of light. Also, one last point I want to make is, when I was going through this process of forgiving, gratitude helped me a lot. And gratitude is an emotion which we rarely feel. We feel it sometimes, like if you win the lottery, suddenly you will feel very grateful for everything. Or there are those moments in life, like if you're just sitting relaxed and if you see your child laughing, or if you see your family laughing, or if you see a spectacular sight like a spectacular sunset or a spectacular sunrise, you will feel this feeling of gratitude. You will feel like, oh my god, I'm so happy that I'm alive and I have this moment to live. And this feeling of gratitude is very, what do you say, it's very hard to have it all the time. So, but it's a great emotion. It's also an alchemic emotion. Actually, it will help you in forgiveness. So gratitude and forgiveness are kind of like the sisters, like how shame and guilt are the sisters or brothers. Similarly, gratitude and forgiveness are like correlated emotions. So, I'll try to make a video on gratitude and how I used gratitude to forgive the things that happened in my life. And yep, I hope this video helped you in some way, and I hope you can release all the negative emotions that you have and replace them with positive emotions. So, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thank you. Bye.